Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. For those of you that are new to this channel, I am Madam Chomzi. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing. Thank you all for all of your support and you're welcome back to another sit down video. So today I want to talk about something that is really important and it's very personal to me and my husband. And that's the importance of having options and the importance of identity. For some people, when they want to relocate, what they are looking at, that's for so many people, they're looking at money, they're looking at lifestyles, they're looking at opportunity, and these things are very important. They're crucial, don't get me wrong. But these were not the main reasons why we decided that we want to relocate to Nigeria, especially myself and my son. So we decided to relocate to Nigeria with my son because of the importance of having option and the importance of identity. So these are the main reasons why we decided to move. So let me start with options. I do believe that having options is one of the most powerful gifts you can give to yourself and your children. Why? Because the world we live in now is very unpredictable. Things change, countries change, systems change. So when you don't have options, you're limited and your life is very restrictive. When you have options, you have freedom to move wherever you want to move to or which country you want to move to, and freedom to also live whenever things are not working for you. That's what options give you, and that's what having options gives to you, and I do believe that's very powerful, and that's what I consider true wealth. Because the world is very unpredictable, especially the one we live in now. It's highly unstable. We can see what's going around, what's happening like in the Middle East. So, but when you have options, you have freedom. Freedom to build a life that you want for yourself, not one you're forced into. And that is something we really want for our son. Not just stability, but flexibility. Not just one path, but multiple possibilities. So that's part of the reason why we came here. Came here to expand our options, not reduce them. To create a life where we are not dependent on one country or one system. But that's one side of the story. The other side is identity. Identity. This one is very important and very personal to me. Because beyond passports, beyond opportunities, there's a deeper question. Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're from? And this one thing that a lot of children born in the diaspora struggle with, because they live in a country where they are not originally from, and they don't know where they are also from. So they are stuck in between, neither here nor there. So they're not fully here, they're not fully there. And I don't want that for my son. I want my son to know where he's from. And I know some people think that it's not important. For me, it's really important. It's very important for me. I've watched videos of Black Americans, or will I say African Americans, and I've seen videos of people that are like, you can see that they are longing to know where they are from. And I was saying to my husband one of those videos, and then I've cried. My husband will bear me witness. I've watched one or two where I cried, where people are literally, you can see when you look down deep within them, you can see their soul. It's a search for a sense of belonging. And I said to my husband one time, I think we take it for granted that we know where we're from. These people, their ancestors were sold into slavery, and they don't know where their roots are. And you see them, they struggle with that identity, that sense of belonging. And it does a lot to someone. You can never be satisfied. You have an emptiness within you if you don't know where you're from. That is my belief. And one of these videos, I've watched a lot of them, where it's very emotional for me. Where you see people are searching for the truth, to know who they really are, where they're from. I remember for us, we take it for granted because we know where we are from generations. Someone that knows where they can't be bothered to go and do DNA profile. I remember my son, when we took my son for circumcision in the UK, he took my complexion. And I was like that. As a baby, you think I have Caucasian blood. And the doctor the guy was like, he asked the question, and he asked us, do I have white blood? That was what he was saying. Do I have a Caucasian blood or white blood? I said no. And he was like, you cannot be too sure. Maybe you need to find that. I said no, I don't have, because I know my generation. I know where I'm from, and I don't have white blood. And what I'm saying is that for me, it was nothing. But can you imagine if I was, let's say, I didn't know where I was from? I might want to go and say, okay, let me just go and do DNA profiling or start searching. So for me, what identity makes you grounded. You're not confused. You know who you are. You cannot come and tell me I know where I'm from. I can tell you where I'm from. I've been there. I know where I'm from. You get me? So that's the point I'm trying to make. So for us, we wanted our son to know where he's from, not hear about where he's from. So we wanted him to know, you're from Oka. So we'll say to him, me and my husband, we'll say to him, this is your ancestral home. You are from Oka here. Oka is in Anambra State in Nigeria, for those of you that don't know where I'm talking about. So we didn't want our son to be hearing about Nigeria. We wanted him to walk the streets of Nigeria, to live in Nigeria, to hear the languages and know the culture. He might not understand everything. I don't understand everything, but I know exactly where I'm from. You understand? So if you get me. So that's the idea of us wanting to bring him to Nigeria. So it's not that, oh, I'm tired of the UK, and we now decided, oh, let's come to Nigeria. No, that was not it for us. This was one of the most important, this is one of the main reasons why we decided to bring him back to Nigeria, to see his roots, to know his roots, to see where he's from, to know his roots. That was the reason for us. That was the number one reason. It was not for education. I don't want to go into all of that, but it was not for education. Obviously, he has to have his education if he's in Nigeria. Yeah, he has to continue his education, but that wasn't the main reason. The reason was because of identity. Because identity gives you something that no amount of money can give you. It gives you grounding. It gives you confidence. It gives you a sense of belonging. When you know where you're from, you know who you are. When you know who you are, you move differently in the world. You're not constantly searching. You're not constantly trying to fit in, because you already understand yourself. That's what identity does. And this doesn't just apply to children. Even as adults, a lot of adults are trying to reconnect. They're still searching. Just like when you see the, what do they call it? African Americans, for example, those that were the children of our ancestors were sold to slavery. They're searching. They're still searching, most of them searching to know where they're from and who they are. So imagine giving that foundation to your children. That's powerful. And I don't want to dive into it. And I also think that's one thing that will make your children not really struggle with the impact of racism. I've lived in the UK for quite a long time. I don't want to say. If you like, it's not my problem. That's your business. It doesn't really, don't get me wrong, I've not really faced, maybe I've not, but it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. If you don't like me, I don't come every small thing. I meet people every small they say it's racism. I don't have that mindset. Every form of discrimination or whatever, you meet some people, everything they say is racism. Not everything that is racism. But this helps people. It helps me. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know about it. Does help you to be able to fight the psychological warfare that has to come with racism. If you know who you are, you're not moved by opinions of people. That's as simple as that. So someone that is trying to look down on you because of your color or whatever, it doesn't really bother you. You don't go and start stripping, oh, where is me? Why am I this? Why am I that? So I feel that it does, that's me personally, everybody's different. It does give you that strength of, when you know who you are, you fight, I fought battles. You fight battles. I fought battles. You don't fight with a victim mentality. You cannot win with a victim mentality. That's what I'm trying to say. You win when you already know who you are. So for those of us in diaspora, I think this is something that we really need to think about, because it's very easy to get comfortable. It's very easy to build a life abroad and forget about these things. Think about generations. Your generations, as in the future, your future generations, your children's children, the ones that are born. Because once one generation is cut off, that's it. And I'm not saying that I don't expect my son, or I'm not having that, I'm not trying to be unrealistic to think that my son want to live full-time in Nigeria. No. But again, don't assume that your children will not want to come back. I've seen like a YouTuber in Ghana. The parents, she wasn't born in Ghana. She was born in the UK. She went home. My parents didn't go home full time. Of course, they go to visit the parents. But she and her husband, they packed their children and went back to Ghana. She was born in the UK. So don't assume that your children will not want to go. As if the children will not want to go home. They will not want to go. Now this house you're building, you're wasting your money. Who told your children might not want to go home? So expose your children. Show them there's something else, not just the Western life. Show them there's something else, so they have options. If there's any need you need to move, don't stay there and want to kill yourself. It's not working. Move. Tell them you can move. Give them a motion to move. So that's it. That's the reason for us. So as I said, it's very easy to build a life abroad. But what happens to the next generation? What happens to the connection back home? Does it just fade? Or does it just become a story? Oh, my parents told me we are from one place. We are from Anambra State. That's how the children, I think we're Igbo. They'll start, I think my dad said we're from one place, maybe, let me just say Amiko or something, They'll not be pronouncing a funny way. Oh, I've heard this, I've heard that. That's only here. They've never seen, they've never been, nothing. I don't want that. I don't want that personally. We don't want, me and my husband. And as I said, I don't expect my son, I'll be living in La La Land, to think my son might want to stay in Oka or come and live in Nigeria full time. I myself, I don't want to live in Nigeria full time. I've always said that I believe in options, and I'm going to talk about that. I've always talked about it anyway. So that's it. Give them options. Show them where they are from. Give them a sense of identity. Let them know where they are from. Let them understand where they are from. The world is really, really changing, and I think people really have to realize it. Many people are moving back to Africa. Many people you don't expect, Gen Zs, they're moving back. It's not that parents time they go abroad, they don't want to come back. 20 years, someone is living abroad, you don't see that. I don't even know how people do that. But, okay, I wouldn't say I don't know how people do it. I've lived abroad, and I've never been someone that just travel and don't want to go home. Because when I went to the UK, I hear people say they've been here for 15 years. Then I'm like, well, you guys mad. I didn't. For me, I didn't. Maybe I don't want to say everybody's situation is different. I went home that same year. Within 1 year, I went home. I've always come home. So it's different story for everybody. People might have situations where there may be documentation and some other reason. But the point is, don't fall into that mindset. I've seen people where it's a sacrifice to go home. It's expensive. It's a sacrifice. But I think that sacrifice is worth it. So, but I see that some people you meet, the mindset is, oh, no, it's waste of money going home. That amount of money, can use it for something. It's not waste of money. There are more important things than accumulating money. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So when you see people sometimes relocate, it's not like they have this limitless or fountain of money or what river of money. That's why they can afford to relocate. Sometimes it's just sacrifice. It's a sacrifice that they've looked at and said, oh, this is important. So for us, we just wanted it to be real for my son. My son comes on holiday to Nigeria. He's always come on holiday. But holiday is not real. We wanted it to be real. And we wanted, don't make your children live the life of, they're just, Nigeria is not real, just what they imagine. Then all they know about Nigeria or Africa is the stereotypes you see on media. Hungry people, no water, no this, no that. No. Let them see Nigeria. Let them see the good parts. Let them see the bad parts. Just like how they're seen in the UK. So expose them to all of this. Let them know. So that no people will be telling them stories and they have to buy in the lies of other people. They know for sure. This is where we are from. What you're saying is a lie. This is true. So that it's real to them. And that's what we wanted to give our son. So for me, this journey is not just about relocation. It's about intention. It's about creating a life where we have options and where identity is not lost. Because at the end of the day, what's the point in having all of these opportunities and you don't even know where you're from? And on the other hand, what's the point knowing where you're from and you don't even have the freedom to choose your path? So for us, those two things, they go hand in hand. Options and identity. Do you think that children in diaspora should reconnect to where they're from originally, as in their ancestral home? And how do you personally balance building a life abroad and staying connected to your home country or staying connected to your roots? Let me know in this comment section. So thank you guys for listening to me. I do appreciate it. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please kindly consider doing so. Like, share, and also click on the notification bell so you get notification anytime I upload a new video. Thank you so much. Bye.